Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the KV-3. It's a Tier 7 Soviet heavy and it's located on the north spawn of mines and it's under the command of UKSkaface. Now, what can I tell you about the KV-3? Well, it's based on the KV series of tanks, so it's got a KV type chassis, but it's got a more rounded turret. And normally it can carry the 122mm D25 gun, which is extremely powerful. Now the rounded turret means that obviously it's a lot easier for them to deflect shells aimed at the turret, and that gives it an element of protection. Of course, it's got the same weaknesses that the KV chassis has got, which of course are the viewports along the middle at the front. And looks like the enemy has managed to get onto the top of the hill. T-71's fighting it out with our Type 64, and unfortunately our Type lost. But he's headed off to the east side of the hill, and looks like he's going to fight it out with the other enemy heavies around there. He has got some support slightly off to the right, you can see, or to his left, KV-85 and Achilles on the Type 64. So they're probably going to help him just in case there's any enemy heavies around the corner. Now you can see this saucepan type rounded turret is actually a precursor to the IS-3. And there's an IS! And he receives a hit from the IS for 316 hit points, unfortunately. He's got 23 rounds of standard ammo, 8 of APCR, 7 of high explosive. Now he's trying to side scrape on the IS around the corner, and he's been asked to platoon. Puts a round into the lower plate for 405. That's the power of this D25 gun. And he's platooned with the M44 in his team. Pulling out to see if he can get a shot. No, the IS has pulled back around the corner, but a Challenger comes out and he puts a round into him. 408 hit points. There doesn't appear to be anybody sitting up on the near the enemy cap area. Normally you'd expect a tank destroyer to be up there hitting him, but the enemy Arty's awake and they're hitting him. 286, that was probably a direct hit. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see, well, he's had a shot through his lower plate. There's no hole to the Arty round, so it may be a splash hit. Okay, he had a quick check round there to see if there's who's behind him. There's an OI down there now. Okay, you can see the OI and the IS, but he tracks the OI. He didn't burn his repair kit, so obviously he's still got that. Okay, it's loaded. 15.29 seconds on the reload. I think we can see that this is the 122mm. Yep, it is. Damage of 390 alpha, 175 penetration. So he's been getting high rolls from now up until now, because a lot of his shots have been over 400. The enemy's not willing to come around the corner. It's almost like they're trying and willing him to commit and come down. Now that was a T-71, or rather no, it's an M4A3 up on top of the hill, taken out, going for the OI. Fire a round into his side for 367, and because we're side scraping, he can't get a return shot. Not easy for him. Going for another one, right through his side. We can see who the last one went through, or we're going to go for the cheeks. Going for the shoulders. No, he's going to lower plate, but he doesn't get that through that. I think it's either advisable to go for the shoulders, those flat plates around the turret, or to actually go for the sides of the vehicle. More likely to get it through those. It's on the latter Japanese super heavies that they improved the armor all round, but that was an Arty round that bounced against the tower. Going for the IS, he's trying to side scrape. Now, if we can get the shot just right, we can go through above the tracks into his engine bay. He's desperately trying to side scrape, but he realised he was side scraping too wide on those last pull-outs. And he's trying to angle it again. We can go through his shoulders. If he keeps doing that, he will expose his shoulders. The bits of the chassis just above the tracks, either side of the centre line, the weak point. Here he goes. Oh no, that one goes into the tracks, I think. So he's pulled in to reload. Almost there. Pulling back out to shoot. No, not ready on that one. Okay, it's the OI this time. That one kills him. 316 hit points. Went through the side, but the enemy is capping. They've got somebody in our cap area. Oh, and that was a hit from the Skoda, who's the T25, the one with the magazine. He's firing rounds into our engine bay. We're almost loaded. We're dialing in. We were hit by the stun, and we take the Skoda T25 out the game. Right, they are capping. They've got one in the cap. We may have to return. We've been stunned again by the enemy. Trouble is, if we retreat now, it's going to be very difficult not to get this IS coming up behind us. Fires around in there. We really need the Achilles to go back and reset the cap. Either the Achilles or the T71 that's up on top of the hill. And they're not doing so. This is bad news. The enemy is only 37 seconds away from capping out. I think the T71's got the message. Go to the reset the cap. If UKSkaface has to disengage from the IS, it could prove very awkward. But the IS has been killed by our Achilles, and the Type 64 is in the cap, and it's the T71's going back to get the reset. Now, hopefully, he will survive. Yes, he did get the reset. And he's taken out the Type 64. Good boy. Unfortunately, he's lost some hit points. And I suspect that was from the enemy Arty. They lined up a shot on him just as he came back to get the reset. There are only 3 enemies left now. 3 Artys. The M44, the Hummel, and the GW Panther. And all of those are dangerous Artys. The M44 is Tier 6 American. The Hummel is Tier 6 German, and the GW Panther is the Tier 7 German. Now the GW Panther and Hummel have got 15cm guns. The M44's got a 155mm gun. And he's going to take considerable hits. If they all shotgun him together, he would die easily. He's got 377 hit points at the moment. There's the GW Panther. He's been spotted. The Achilles is going up into the enemy cap area. Now, will he be able to get shots on the GW? Well, probably. There's the M44. He's been spotted. T71's going in. And one shot takes out the M44. 133 hit points. That's the 3rd kill for the KV-3. Unfortunately, we lost the T71 to the Hummel. But the Achilles is getting hits on the GW. And although he's got a hit in return, a stun on the Achilles, he's taken out. So there's only one enemy remaining, and that's the Hummel. And he's the one who killed the T71. He's got 2 kills already. He must be in that corner somewhere. Achilles is going in to have a look. I hope he doesn't get shotgunned. Oh, he did get shotgunned. He lost some hit points there, but there's the Hummel making a run behind the building, trying to get into cover. The Achilles is going round one way. He knows the Hummel's in reload. Just the tiniest bit of the Hummel showing, and the Achilles has got around him now. It's only a matter of time. Yep, 150 hit points. He's out the game, and that's the win. Okay, and here's the end of battle stats. It's a second class tanker for UKSkaface in the KV-3. He also managed to fire for effect for getting more hit points than the more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle, and he got a hand of God for surviving damage from 4 different enemies during the battle and still surviving to win the battle. A win rate of 3893 on that battle. It was a bit of a comeback because at one point they were actually doing quite badly, but they still came back to win, and thanks to the T-71 getting that reset, they avoided a nasty cap out by the enemy whilst they were engaged with the heavies. So if we look at the damage, we can see that KV-3 of UKSkaface came top with 1942 hit points. The SU-100 managed 1887, and the Achilles managed 1686 hit points. The highest the enemy could get was the T-71 on their team. He managed 1560 hit points. When it came to kills, it was the Achilles who managed the highest amount. He got 4 in the end. So did the T-71. He got 4. UKSkaface came in with 3. The best the enemy could do was their T-71 and Leo. Both got 3 apiece. And when it came to base XP, it was the Achilles again who got the highest score, 934. And UKSkaface came in second with 880, followed by the T-71 with 794. He fired 11 rounds during that battle. He got 10 direct hits, 6 penetration, damage of 1,942 hit points. He received 5 hits during the battle. 4 were penetration, 1 was a non-penetration. Most of those shots actually came from the Skoda T25, who actually fired into the weak armour on the rear of the KV-3. He also received 4 hits as a result of splash damage from the enemy Arty, who was desperately trying to hit him, and in fact actually was only stunning him most of the time. He blocked damage of 700 hit points from the enemy IS and the OI. He spotted 2 enemy vehicles, damaged 5 of the enemy, killed 3 of them, and did damage assistance of 173 hit points. He also managed to get 4 cap points, would you believe it, whilst he was sitting at the cap right at the end of the game. On a premium count, he earned 39,807 credits, and after repair, ammunition resupply and consumables, he left with 17,126 credits. He earned 1,320 XP, times 2 for the first victory of the day, so he picked up 2,640 experience points altogether. So, pretty good replay there from UKSkaface. Shows how the KV-3 is actually quite good at dishing out the damage with that 122mm D25 gun. So, if you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that I'll be featuring in the next video.